So you're thinking about making that move to Michigan, and I'm sure you're looking forward to becoming a Michigander. Probably never thought you would say those words, I'm sure of it. But you're also probably here because you're wondering what a house is going to cost you here in Michigan in 2024. So in today's video, I'm covering just that. We're going to break down the housing market. I'm going to give you some stats. We're going to nerd out for a little bit. And then I'm also going to show you what the average house cost will cost you in the Metro Detroit area. So stay tuned because I'm breaking all that down and more right now. Hey, if we're meeting here for the first time, my name is Eric Meldrum. I'm a realtor with True Living Group. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at what it's going to cost you to buy a home here in Southeast Michigan in 2024. Now, if you like this type of content, consider subscribing, tap that bell, and hit that like button so you can be the first to learn about all things living in Michigan. And now, let's take a look at what it's going to cost you to buy a home right here in Michigan. I'm going to pull up my screen share and I'm going to go behind the scenes in the MLS, give you a market update, and then we'll take a look at what those homes actually cost from a down payment and monthly perspective. All right, so I got my screen share up, and where we're going to start is really kind of getting a baseline of like what the market is doing. Okay, what temperature is the market at right now? Are homes selling quickly? Are they not selling at all? Are there opportunities for deals? Is it over asking? Like those are all the main questions. If you're coming from a really hot market where you might be listing your home and selling, and you're like, yeah, I'm getting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over. People are throwing the kitchen sink at it. You might be wondering, are you going to be in the same situation on the buy side? So that's a really good question to ask. And that's why I want to start with some market data just to give you an idea of like where we're at here in Southeast Michigan, because not every market is like this. I know some markets that are a little bit cooler where inventory is sitting a little bit longer. I know in our secondary market in Tampa, condos are sitting, single family homes are sitting. New construction is absolutely booming. Everybody wants new construction. So there's just some differences, in the actual market. So here in the MLS, this is a summary of 4 major counties. So we're going to be looking at Washtenaw County, Livingston County, Oakland County, and Macomb County. Now, some people might be asking, well, where's Wayne County, right? And if you're not familiar with Michigan just yet, Wayne County includes Detroit. Now, I'm excluding that one, from this because Detroit numbers skew so heavily. It's not even funny how bad they skew them. So these are the 4 major counties, excluding Wayne, which would be the 5th major county that makes up a large part of Southeast Michigan. Okay. So in terms of sales price, okay, what are homes selling for in the market? Well, Washtenaw County is right around $454,000. Livingston County is just below that at $414,000. Oakland's really neck and neck with Livingston, and then Macomb County is $278,000. Okay, now you can see the percentages. This is a rolling 12, so home values are up 3.9% in Washtenaw, 7% in Livingston, 5.6% in Oakland, and almost 6% in Macomb. Now, this gives us a kind of a good idea of where home prices are at. Okay, this is the average home price. Okay, there's more expensive homes, there's cheaper homes, but this is the average. Now, in terms of new listings coming to market, okay, this is where things really get interesting. You look at those numbers and you can see, I'm going to go back to this because back in 2009, these home values were at the bottom. Okay, and they've done nothing but go up, since then. And this was right around, I won't say the name, 19. June and July of 2020 were really that like breakout year for real estate, right? And you can see that big, large increase right there, and it's done nothing but go up. So a lot of speculation on whether that's going to continue. I'm not here to put a tinfoil hat on or look at that just yet. But in terms of new listings and what's driving these prices up, this is a really good indication. Now, supply and demand is really what we need to look at. And new listings coming to market really haven't done much. This was the financial crisis where there was a ton of inventory on the market. And then we lost a lot of inventory. Okay, and it's been going down ever since. And you can even see it, from this 2020, 2021, we're even slowly going down, right? We're gradually going down. Oakland had a big dip here, in October, September, October, in the fall of 2023. Big dip, starting to rebound a little bit, but for the most part, it's down. So summary of that is there's not a lot of new listings coming to market. Okay, not a lot of new listings, which is causing pressure with the demand that we have. Okay, there's more demand than there is inventory. And you'll see that in the homes for sale here as well. And you can see, again, right, we never rebounded from all this inventory. It's just been going down, had a few breakout, sessions here, a little hump here, and this is seasonality. But then for the most part, we're down, right? It's like it's going right down to zero, it seems like. So not a lot of homes for sale as well. And then in terms of pending sales, these have gone. So inventory's churning, right? There's just not a lot of inventory to churn. Okay, so we can see there's some spikes, right? This was the craziness. These were 3% interest rates, by the way. Okay, so April 2021, 3% interest rates. You see that here. There was a pause in real estate during this time, April, May. We could not sell real estate. So no closings happened. That's why you see the pendings going down there. That's that spike. And then as soon as that happened and the government said, yeah, you can resume, boom, shot up. But since then, right, we've seen a downward trend. A downward trend that's lower than normal. So down 8.5, pretty much close to 7 to 10% across the board in Metro Detroit, for pending sales. Closed sales, same thing, right? That kind of mirrors what you see in the pending side. As those pendings go closed, there's just going to be some fallout. Some deals don't close. Days on market. And this is a big one. If you're looking afar from a different state, the best thing to realize is how you're going to be looking at homes. Are you going to be coming here in person? Are you going to be looking virtually, right? Which are both options are fine. We've talked to many clients who are like, I just can't get over making an offer on a home and not seeing it in person. I get it, and that's not uncommon for you to feel that way. But the reason those decisions are being made right now is because there is pressure to make a quick decision, because the days on market for a lot of these homes, is pretty much less than 30. In Washtenaw County, it's 34, and that's up. And you can see here back in like 2022, it was below 30 for everything. It's creeping up a little bit. So, the interest rates have really kind of pumped the brakes for a lot of buyers, taking some buyers out of the equation altogether, leaving a little bit of breathing room, right? That's all that's done is open up the air passage a little bit, but it's still pretty tight, comparatively, what we're used to. Like an equalized market, we'd have 60 to 90 days worth of inventory. 6 months worth of inventory is what they consider a healthy, equal market. Right? I think we're not going to ever see that, in the near future. But if we can at least get to, 3 months, that'd be great. And you're going to take a look at that in a second. But we have very low days on market, right? And then months of supply, we are 2 months, if not less than 2 months of inventory. Okay, so what this means is if no new homes came to market as of right now, we would see all the homes sold within the next 2 months. Okay, assuming investors and just go on sale doesn't matter, right? But that's what that means is all those homes would sell in the next 2 months, given the velocity of sales, if no new homes hit the market. Okay, so that's not a lot, right? When I just had gone over, the equal market for buyers and sellers is roughly 6 months of inventory. Again, I don't think we're going to see that, but it'd be nice to see 3-4 months of inventory. Give us a little bit of more breathing room, give us some time to think. Every home is not selling within the first weekend, or all the nice ones are not selling, in the first weekend. So, there's a little bit of room for opportunity there. So this is the percentage of list price ratio. And now what this means is when a home is listed on the MLS for, let's say, $400,000, how much of that asking price did the seller get? Okay, and this is the percentage. So 101% in Washtenaw County means that people are offering more than what that is. Whatever 1.5% over 400K is what that seller got for that home. So on average, when a seller lists their home in all of the major counties here, they're getting asking price, if not slightly over. Now, I don't want this to confuse you. That's not every home, right? These are averages, but in general, that's what's happening. There's still opportunities out there where, homes are sitting a little bit longer. Seller or the listing agent got a little bit greedy with their list price. I see it all the time, right? We reached too far into the market and that backfired. Now we have to reduce the price. And what happens when you reduce the price, that's an opportunity for a buyer to come in and ask for a lower price than what they've already reduced it to, and also get seller concessions. And I love this for my clients because these are great things that you can use to buy down your interest rate, use for closing costs, conserve some cash, because these are the type of homes that may need a little bit of work. Maybe you got to update a bathroom, maybe you got to update the kitchen, conserve some cash. So instead of just trying to get the property for the lowest amount possible, I would encourage you to consider, some alternative options and different strategies with that. And I'll go over all that with you if you decide to hire us to handle your real estate needs. So really competitive here. And this is really the summary, right? The market is competitive. And if I just go back, days on market's low, months of supply is low, sales are down, listings are down, right? Home values are up. So this is a seller's market. Okay. We are a seller's market here in Southeast Michigan. Okay. Now, in terms of the mortgage rates today, right? Just quick update on that. They're hovering right around 7%. This is important because you need to know that the cost of your monthly payment in a mortgage is largely dictated by the interest rate. Okay. When we had 3% interest rates, 4% interest rates, I'm going to run some numbers for you and you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference on this, but I don't want this to intimidate you, with the market. There's still a lot of people, as you see, buying homes. And if we think that the market is just going to continue to go up, real estate has always been a great asset class over the long period. When you look at the sales price, look back to 2003. Okay. Took a little dip here in the value, but done nothing but go up. Right. And this is as far back as this data will go. But if you look back even into the 60s, 70s, real estate has done nothing but go up. Right. So this is not a short-term thing. This is your lifestyle, right? Buying a home for your family is a major decision, right? And where you live and how you invest, into your future and in the asset, is completely up to you. I'm a big proponent of owning real estate. I obviously own my home. I'm investing in real estate, and I'm still doing so. And a lot of other investors are doing so, even at these interest rates, because I know I'll have an opportunity to refinance, in the future. Don't know when that is, but I know it will be there. Okay, so 7%. All right, so what I did was I took all of the averages for all the major counties here in Southeast Michigan, and I broke down what the down payment would be and what the total monthly payment would be, so you guys can see this. And if you've never done this math before, this is a great exercise to really do. Most people, when they're looking at buying a home, couple myths, right? I need 20% down to buy a home. Well, that's false. You don't need 20% down to buy a home. You can buy a home less than 20%, 15%, 10%, 5%, even 3%, right? There's loans that offer 0%, right? In some of the rural development areas here, like Livingston County, outside of Washtenaw County, there's areas where that's called RD, where it's a USDA loan. You can get 0% down. Just means the monthly payment's going to be a little bit higher, but you can finance the whole entire property. So in Washtenaw County, which is made up of some of the major cities here, Ann Arbor, Dexter, Saline, Ypsilanti, Chelsea, Manchester's in there as well. average cost of a home is $483,000, $458. Now, that down payment is going to run you $96,500 at a 20% down. 10% down be $48,000, and that monthly payment will be $32.18 or $37.39 at 10%. Okay. Thing that's not included in here is closing costs. Okay. Closing costs, you're going to want to save an additional 3.5%. All right. That's going to be your transfer or your taxes, title insurance, all those stuff. So what I usually recommend is take your down payment, add 3.5% to it, multiply that by your purchase price. That's roughly what you need to close on the home. All right, Livingston County, which is made up of Brighton, Howell, Heartland, and Pinckney. Average cost of a home is $435,000. 20% down is going to run you $87,000 with a payment of $2,899. If you had 10% down, that's going to be $43,500 with a monthly payment of roughly $3,369. In Oakland, which is made up of Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, Bloomfield, Royal Oak, Rochester, Novi, Troy. Okay, average cost of a home is $442,000, $198. 20% down is going to run you $88,500 with a monthly payment of $2,943. 10% would be $44K with a monthly payment of $3,418. And then Macomb County, which is the lowest of all four of these, is made up of Clinton Township, Sterling Heights, St. Clair Shores, Roseville, Warren. That average cost of a home is $295,664. 20% down will run you $59K with a monthly payment of $1,967. 10% down, that is not the correct number. 10% down would be $29,500. I'm doing quick math right now. And that monthly payment would run you $2,285. Now, as you can see, these are the monthly payments, right? So looking at these, you can kind of determine where you fall. This is usually how people shop for homes, right? We don't necessarily start here. A lot of people that I speak with, go get pre-approved, and they could get pre-approved for up to $800,000, but by no means do they want that payment, right? $800,000 payment is probably just going to be double, right? It's going to be roughly high 5,000s, maybe 6,000, depending on the interest rate and how much you put down, but it's going to be roughly 5,000 to 6,000 a month. You might not want to pay that, right? That might not be in the cards for some people. So really starting here at the monthly payment will kind of reverse engineer and say, okay, here's where I want to be, right? Here's where we're comfortable. Here's where we want to be from a monthly payment perspective. Now, what does that equate to in home value, and where should I be looking? And this is what we do when we sit down with you guys, who are thinking about making this move, and you have these questions, is we'll walk through every single step of this. We'll walk through exactly where you want to be, what the lifestyle is, and I'll tell you, right? If you're looking for something that doesn't really exist in the area, I will be the first to tell you that's going to be a pretty hard thing to find in that area, right? One example of that is, we get a lot of people from Metro Detroit that are living in, Farmington Hills, just on the west side of Detroit or east side, doesn't matter. And they're like, yeah, we want to move out to a little bit more space, right? Livingston County, kind of western Oakland County kind of tends to be that area where you can start finding, some acreage or larger lots, in subdivisions. And I hear it often, somebody comes to me and is like, hey, I want to move into this area. I want a pole barn. I want an acre. I want 3,000 square foot house. And I'm like, okay, great. What do you want to spend? And they say $250,000. And I have to, without, laughing in their face, I have to say, look, that is not going to happen in any of those areas, right? Those days are gone, right? So thinking you're going to move into those areas and get a deal just because it's an older home or less desirable home for some people, that's not the case. Even some of the rundown homes are $350,000, right? That need to be completely renovated. So hopefully this gave you guys a good idea of what the homes cost, here in Michigan. If you do have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to drop it in the comments. Or if you do live in Michigan and you want to drop your home value in the comments, let people know where you live and what your home value, what you think it is. Just drop those in the comments, and it'd be great to get some perspective from some locals here. All right, so that was a quick rundown of the market here in Southeast Michigan and what it's going to cost you to buy a home in any of those 4 counties. Now, if you do want a specific city or a specific subdivision that you have your eye on and you kind of want to know some more information about it, definitely reach out. All my contact information is down below, or better yet, schedule a Zoom call with me. I'd love to, get on Zoom. We walk you through, just like we did today. I walk you through Google Maps. I'll walk you through some numbers. I'll walk you through exactly what you need to know to make your move here to Michigan as smooth as possible. So if you like this type of content, you guys, please consider subscribing down below so you're the first to learn about all things Michigan. And until next time, go check out these other videos we have, and I'll catch you on the next one.